Hello, gorgeous people. So I was feeling a bit sad and a bit bored and a bit unmotivated. So I'm deciding to take myself out on a date. There's a little 8:30 session at the cinemas to go see Superman, and I haven't seen it yet. So I'm gonna go do that. Gotta get a little bit of there because this cinema does vegan popcorn. There's popcorn with like olive oil in it instead of like butter, which is period slay. So yeah, I think I'm just like in a slow sector of my life at this time, because I think at the start of the year I just had everything so like planned out of like what I was doing, and like I like had time carved out for like my weeks were just like maximalized to a most actualized form of existence for someone who's as scatterbrained as myself. Pardon me. So I'm trying to get back to that, and I might get back to making a schedule for myself, because I think at the start of these vlogs I had like I had like time allocated for writing, I had time allocated for piano, I had time allocated for my exercise, I had time allocated for making a video, I had time allocated for probably some other stuff, I don't know, but I'm thinking that like, although like does sometimes like a ritual of that kind feel like a chore? Yeah, it does at times, but also, hold on, just waiting for the gate to open. So yeah, even sometimes like a regime or like a schedule like that can make the more positive parts of your life feel like a chore, because it's almost like you have to do them at a certain time. It removes a little bit of the freedom from it. But I do feel like that I felt more of like a net positive having that time carved out and being on top of the things that I enjoyed. So yeah, I don't know, I'm feeling a little bit just like unmotivated, but I think I'm just like experiencing like a work hangover. I just was like go with this film, and with like pursuing my skin specialist position at my job, and pursuing just like other aspects of my life, and I don't know, my life felt a lot more full, and it felt like every moment was then spoken for. Whereas now I feel like I have a lot more free time on my hands, and my time is being spent doing just one thing, is kind of taking up my life, and that's just doing my day job. And that's just not really enough for me to feel like fulfilled or satisfied. But I circle back to this complaint every like couple months or so. And the problem is, I'm sitting at home, and I'm sitting at home in bed with time on my hands, and I'm like, oh, I should probably go do, like, when I'm like busy, all I complain about is like, oh, I just wish I had time to like work on my scripts for movies I want to make, or like I could do some production stuff, or I wish to like do some more like piano practice, or I wanted to spend some time making some music, like right? But when I'm like, and then I'm like in bed with the time on my hands, and I'm just like, I just can't be fucked doing that. Which I think is a very human thing, but at the same time, it is still like frustrating that I'm just like, it feels like, because like relaxing and doing nothing feels like the right thing at the time, and then afterwards I just feel shit, because I'm like, oh my god, look at all the things you could have done with your time. But, you know, a girl can be scatterbrained for now. We'll get on top of it, and we are building back into the schedule slowly but surely. We've started getting back into our regular gym schedule, back to our Ironman training schedule. We've gotten back into we've gotten back. The Ironman thing is kind of the other thing I've gotten back into, in fairness. But I will get to the rest of it. I think we're just slowly building it back up. But I think I might go back to my calendar and start mapping things out again, and also start putting some more. I need to like, I feel like doing the film jobs in the art department has made me almost complacent in like wanting to be an actor. So I need to like actually get on top of like putting myself out there again. But the things I need to make room for in my schedule, or I want to make room for, I want to practice piano more again. I want to do some acting training, at least like once a week, whether that's just doing a self-tape or writing a scene or something like that. Even like writing I could do a thing where like, I write a scene at the top of the week and then I record it at the end of the week. Similar to like a self-tape intensive thing I did when I went to Whopper. We would get a scene at the top of the week and then we'd have the whole week to film it and then we'd all watch them together. I'm not going to watch them with you because that would be kind of humiliating, but that could be something to do. And then, so yeah, write a scene at the top of the week, perform it later in the week, because that could be some acting and some writing practice built into one. Some sewing time, because I just got my sewing shit back from my friend in Sydney. He just delivered it all back to me because I've been leaving it there for a long time. I got a computer now, my computer's back with me, so I can start doing some more music production stuff if I want to. More to get started on it, because, you know, like there's so many avenues of things I want to pursue in my life, and I just want to like have some fun and do it. But oh god, it's fucking hot in this car. So many things I want to pursue, so many things I want to do, and then when you're looking out at like such an open horizon of all these different avenues of things that you want to pursue, it's almost intimidating because you're like, where the fuck do I start? Yeah. You know, we got to make it work. There's nothing's going to get done if I just stand by and look at the horizon. I got to like get out in there. So at some point I'm going to get, you know, to some scheduling, start working some stuff in and seeing what sticks and see what works with the sketch. And yeah. And I also need to get started on like one of my, like on the production for one of my scripts, because one of my scripts is pretty much done. I just like, I'm in this point where I don't know, like it's like about doing it paid or unpaid, because some reason I feel like I'm doing something wrong by doing it unpaid. I want to do just like a 2-day shoot or something like that for one of my films that I've written, but it feels wrong to do it unpaid for the people. Like, I don't know, I just feel like a bit scummy doing that, and I feel like it's not, because I've done so much unpaid work in my life, but I don't know, part of me wants to be like different than that. But then also all this time I spend thinking about like how I'm going to pay people for these films, it's like time that I'm spending not making the film. So I don't know, if there are any filmies watching this, just give me a 2 cents. Is there a middle ground that I'm missing maybe? Am I getting in my own way? Like, is it not as big of a deal as I think? I don't know, but yeah. But I want to get started on that. I just want to start like putting out some content, like in terms of like what I actually want to do is in like the terms of acting. I want to actually start doing that, because I feel like so like I'm having like a kind of a more of an insecure moment that I feel like where I'm having one of those moments where I'm feeling like the people around me don't particularly like see me as the type of creative that I think that I am, and it's making me like a little stir crazy, I guess, when in reality I shouldn't care about what other people think of my creative endeavors. It should be just about me and what I think. But I don't know, sometimes when it feels like your closest friends don't like believe in you the way that you believe in yourself, it can just feel like discouraging, I think. But that's probably just my own perspective of how they feel. Like, that's probably what I'm projecting onto how they are. They probably do believe in me. I just like, maybe I in some way don't believe in myself, but I'm trying to make it that maybe I'm not ready to face the reality that I don't believe in myself, so I'm projecting it onto them that they don't believe in me, so I can feel more like I'm disenfranchised, you know? Yeah, so I want to make a movie. I want to make at least one short film by the end of the year. I mean, I've done the hard part. I've written the scripts. Is that the hard part? I don't know. Like, I've written the scripts. I know who I want to put in each role. I've planned it out. I just need to like now do it. I think also it's like, I think I want to be respected as an artist, and I worry that once I put out my first project, that's going to be people's like lasting impression. But I've already put out my first project, to be fair, when I put out Outstanding Young Performance with my friend Nicola. But that wasn't just me. That was Nicola as well. We were like half and half on everything. Whereas this is my first, you know, slice of my vision, and I guess I'm protective of how it will be perceived because it kind of impacts. I'm always worried about it impacting my reputation and my trajectory going forward as an artist in the space, right? But all the time I spend thinking about this is time I spend not doing anything. And that's arguably worse. Just something to ponder, I guess. But I think when I get home, I'll do some scheduling and I'll start sorting some stuff out, because while I'm not employed in film, I might as well start employing myself. But I guess I'm not really employed. I'd be my own unpaid intern. Loves it. But I just wanted to talk out my schedule a little bit just so I can make a little more sense of it in my head. My brain feels a little bit packed up with things at the moment, which is so funny because I'm not doing anything. But anyway, thank you. Hello, divas. So today we're serving a little bit of activist tea, if you will. So I am going to a pro-Palestine rally right here in Perth. Because, I mean, there's no way to not talk about this and not be inherently political about it, but, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, like, I don't know, you look at the things going on in Palestine and things being, like, the war crimes being committed by the Israeli government, and it's easy to have a mentality about it, like, it's over there. Like, oh, that's all the way over there. Like, that's not my issue. I don't have to worry about it. And I said, everybody has the right to do whatever they want to do. Like, no one has to take part or care or anything like that. And I have no position to tell anybody to care, because this is my first time going to a rally or showing any proper outward support of anything. So, do what you want to do. But where I sit, just for myself, is just, I think that while something like that is happening, I should at least do just my part, really. Like, just my part. I think that it's important to have a voice on this topic, and I do think that this is kind of a, what we're seeing going on in Palestine and the world's reaction to it, it's kind of a test of ethics and how you feel about it. And this problem, to me, seems a bit too large to not do anything about, and me to just sit around and just, like, watch from a distance. Obviously, like, there are people much more qualified than I am to make proper change, but I also think that, like, I had the mentality of, like, oh, like, somebody else would be better at showing support than I would be. But if everybody has that mentality, then nobody does anything, or a large portion of people don't end up doing anything. So I'm just, for my own morality, gonna go against that. And just be another face in the crowd, which is important in things like this, because if 100 people decide they just want to do just like their due diligence and just be a face in the crowd, that's 100 more people. So it's, yeah. So I want to just take part. I want to have at least some form of activism, or at least help out in some way, shape, or form. But this is no disrespect to anybody who feels any different kind of way about the conflict at the time, and I know there's a lot of nuance to it. and there's a lot of nuance to it, and so by no means is this a point of shame or towards anyone who is conflicted about taking part or anything of that nature. But yeah, I'm excited to, like, you know, also I'm just excited just to, like, go be a part of, like, an activist thing. I've never really done anything, like, to do with activism except when I was in New York and I just got swept up in that anti-Trump rally by coincidence. But yeah, I am going to, you know, see what it's like. I'm a bit nervous though. I think I'm just gonna, like, it's hard to take yourself seriously when you're, like, chatting. I remember when I was in New York, I was too scared to, like, chant at, like, proper volume, because everyone was like, everyone was like, a lot of the people around me were also quite quiet, and I didn't want to, like, scream over them. Not to mention my accent sounded so stupid comparatively to theirs. Like, they're like, Trump has got to go, or, like, from, like, New York, it's like, Trump has gotta go, and, like, it's like, and I'm like, Trump has got to go, and I'm like, it's not, it just doesn't have the same sonic silkness, I feel, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm gonna go see what it's like, see what the atmosphere's like. But yeah, if there's, you know, anybody who watches these, which only like 5 people do, so likely not, but if anybody, you know, is torn about how to have a voice on the topic, then I was chatting to a friend the other day and she just said just marches are a good place to start. That way there's no real pressure. You're just, like, part of a community. That's what I'm gonna go do. Gonna go be part of a community of people who care about a topic. Yeah. I will touch base about what that was like when I get back. It's a good turnout.
We need direct, non-violent civil disobedience for Palestine. So I urge you probably can't find them. There's a Unionists for Palestine stall here somewhere. Go and find them on social media. Unionists for Palestine WA. We are organising non-violent direct action for Gaza. Get involved. We know recognition of Palestine isn't enough. It's just the start. We need urgent deterrence now. We need to stop this new offensive on Gaza City now. Expel the Israeli ambassador, end the two-ways arms trade, and sanction Israel now. In our thousands, in our millions. In our thousands, in our millions. In our thousands, in our millions. Thank you so much for being here.
Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
Fires going around. We really want to get lots of people out again on Friday the 5th of September at 6 p.m. in Murray Street Mall. We're also planning another...
Right.
But there is still hope as long as 20,000 of us here today come out. 100,000 The media and the government will lie, they will misconstrue, they will conflate to deter us, but we will not be deterred. As you've seen, every week we have marched on these streets, and we will continue to march until Palestine is free, until Syria is free, until Yemen is liberated, Lebanon liberated, extend to the Congo, to Sudan, to Myanmar, every corner of this fucking globe.
Your girl just wanted to walk home! What the fuck? This is crazy! We are home safe. I am in the comfort of my hoodie atop my bed. The protest was really nice. Like, it was nice to just like be a part of a community, and everyone there is so passionate about the topic, and it's always very nice to feel like you're sharing a space with like-minded people who have the same like look on humanity and peace as you do. It was nice. The speakers were very passionate, especially I forgot, she's like the head of the students like union or whatever, like it's like a WA based like Palestine support group, but it's like about like students who like at like Curtin or to UWA, I don't really know, but she was a very passionate speaker. One of the speakers cried talking about a colleague of hers who died in Palestine, who was killed, and yeah, it was a very, it's always a very eye-opening experience to hear from people who are much more involved who are much more personally involved in the conflict because they've experienced real loss. So it was certainly a really cool experience, and it was nice to, take part and, play an active part in supporting, like, the progressive ideal of peace in Palestine. And to, really have your say and say that you are not okay with genocide, but yeah, it was really, really nice. Like, it's obviously very sad, but it was nice to like see a bunch of people together really fighting for peace, and to be part of that was really cool. The march was awesome. It was just like really fun just to like chant and march and stuff. It felt like super short, but I guess I was having fun. And yeah, it was like everyone was like happy to be supporting each other. We were all like a little family. We were all looking out for each other. As we were walking by, some of the cars, you'll probably see this when I edit the clips together, but some of the cars were like honking their horns along to the beat of our chants. It was really, really cool. But yeah, it was, I think 20,000 people were there today. So I think like, I could be making this up. I heard like something like 80 to 100,000 or something like that were in Melbourne. I'm just like, wow. Like, it's nice to know that the issue at hand is being acknowledged and people are really coming full force to like do it, and this was my first time taking part in it, but I would definitely be doing this again because it's important to let your voice be known on these topics. Yeah, but good times, but yeah, thank you for following along.